Hello Lifewell family, and welcome back. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Over the years, I've had so many conversations with older adults who say things like, I just don't feel as energized as I used to, or my joints ache more these days, or even after a good night's sleep, I still feel sluggish. Maybe that sounds familiar to you? And if you've ever wondered, is there something simple I can eat that could actually make me feel better, more energetic, less stiff, more balanced? Then today's episode is just for you. Because here's the truth. After 60, what we eat matters more than ever. Our digestion changes, our cells need a little more support, and our hearts and joints deserve all the care we can give. And here's the good news. Some of the best medicine isn't found in a pill bottle. It's in your kitchen. It's in your fruit bowl. Today, I'm going to share 7 powerful fruits that can make a real difference in your health. Fruits that support circulation, reduce inflammation, protect your heart, and give you more of that steady, natural energy that helps you feel like you again. These aren't just tasty treats. They're science-backed tools for aging well, and I'll walk you through what they do, how to enjoy them, and even what to be mindful of. And before we dive in, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and tap that notification bell. This is where we share real-life, practical health tips just for you, so you can stay informed, stay strong, and stay connected. Alright, ready to find out what's first on the list? Let's get started. Here's the thing. These little blue gems are one of the most powerful fruits you can eat after 60. And I don't say that lightly. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants, especially one called anthocyanin. That deep blue color? That's not just pretty to look at, it's a sign that these berries are working hard behind the scenes. They help protect your cells from damage, reduce inflammation, and support healthy brain function. And after 60, those are things we want to pay close attention to. There's some really interesting research out there. In fact, one study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate blueberries regularly showed significant improvement in memory and mental processing speed. That's real science, real impact, and in some cases, the changes were noticeable in just a matter of weeks. Now let me ask you this, when was the last time you had blueberries? Are they something you keep in the fridge? Or maybe you haven't thought about them much at all? If blueberries are already part of your diet, type the number 1 in the comments. If not, type 2. And don't worry, no judgment here. I just love hearing what's already working for you. Here's what I like most about blueberries. They're easy. You don't need to peel them, cut them, or cook them. You just rinse and eat. And they're incredibly versatile. You can toss them in your morning oatmeal or sprinkle them on yogurt. Add them to smoothies. Or, this is a favorite of mine, just freeze a bunch and snack on them cold in the afternoon. They're sweet, refreshing, and packed with nutrients your body will thank you for. But as with everything, there are a few small things to keep in mind. If you're on blood thinners like warfarin, blueberries contain vitamin K, which can affect how your medication works. That doesn't mean you can't have them. It just means you'll want to talk to your doctor about keeping your intake consistent. Also, if you're buying them frozen, check the label. Make sure there's no added sugar. Just blueberries. Nothing else. One of the things I often tell people is this: health doesn't always require big, dramatic changes. Sometimes it's just about doing the small things more consistently. Like adding half a cup of blueberries to your breakfast. It's simple, it's enjoyable, and it makes a difference. So, tell me, how do you like your blueberries? Fresh? Frozen? In smoothies? I'd love to hear your favorite way to eat them. Share it in the comments. I'm always collecting good ideas from this amazing community. Ready to move on to fruit number 2? This next one is a little tart, a little sweet, and surprisingly helpful for those of us dealing with joint pain. Fruit number 2 is cherries. Now, I don't know about you, but just saying the word cherry brings back memories. Maybe it reminds you of summertime, cherry pie cooling on the windowsill, or picking them fresh off the tree. There's something joyful about cherries, and it turns out, they're not just sweet to eat. They're incredibly powerful for your health. Cherries, especially the tart variety, are rich in compounds called polyphenols and anthocyanins. These are natural anti-inflammatories. And for those of us who wake up with stiff joints, sore knees, or a little more creak in the shoulders than we used to, this fruit might be a real friend. There is actually a growing body of research showing that tart cherry juice can help reduce symptoms of arthritis and gout. One study from Oregon Health and Science University found that people with osteoarthritis who drank tart cherry juice twice a day for 3 weeks experienced a significant reduction in joint pain. That is not a small thing. When your joints hurt less, you move more. You sleep better. You feel more like yourself. Let me ask you something, have you ever tried tart cherry juice or added cherries into your diet with the hope of easing inflammation? If you have, go ahead and type the number 3 in the comments. If you haven't tried it yet, type 4. And if you're curious about trying it now, let me know, maybe we'll do a full episode just on cherries sometime soon. Now, here's what you need to know if you're thinking about adding cherries to your routine. First, fresh cherries are fantastic when they're in season. They're easy to snack on, naturally sweet, and full of fiber. But don't worry if you can't find them fresh year-round. Frozen cherries work just as well, and they keep all those powerful compounds intact. Tart cherry juice is another great option, especially for joint support. But here's the important part, always read the label. Many store-bought cherry juices are loaded with added sugar, and that kind of defeats the purpose. You want 100% pure tart cherry juice, no sugar added. And as with anything, moderation matters. Tart cherry juice is still juice, it has natural sugars, even if it's the healthy kind. So a small glass, maybe in the evening before bed, is plenty. In fact, some folks find it helps with sleep, thanks to the natural melatonin cherries contain. I had one client, let's call her Joyce, who started drinking a small glass of tart cherry juice each night before bed. Within a week, she told me her knees felt looser in the morning, and she was sleeping more soundly. It wasn't magic. It was just consistency. Now, I'd love to know, have you ever felt a noticeable difference from adding a specific fruit into your diet? It doesn't have to be cherries. If so, tell me about it in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else watching today. Alright, are you ready to meet fruit number 3? This next one has been cherished for thousands of years and is especially powerful for the heart and for lowering blood pressure naturally. Now, this one might not be as common in the everyday kitchen as apples or oranges, but let me tell you, it's worth making space for. Pomegranates have been celebrated for thousands of years. From ancient Egypt to traditional Persian medicine, this fruit was considered a symbol of health and vitality. And modern science? It's starting to catch up. What makes pomegranates so powerful, especially for seniors, is their incredibly high content of antioxidants, particularly a group called punicalagins. These compounds are known to support heart health, lower inflammation, and even improve memory function. There was a study published in Clinical Nutrition that showed people who drank pomegranate juice every day for just 4 weeks had lower blood pressure and improved markers of heart function. And we're not talking about some massive change in lifestyle, just one small addition. That's the part I find most encouraging. You don't have to overhaul your whole diet. You just have to be intentional with a few key choices. Let me pause and ask you, have you tried pomegranates before? They're a little tricky to open, I know, but they're delicious and worth the effort. Type the number 5 in the comments if pomegranates are something you already enjoy. If you've never tried them or never really thought much about them, type 6. I'd love to see where our Lifewell Seniors community stands on this one. So how can you use pomegranates in a practical way? One simple option is to scoop out the seeds, the arils, and sprinkle them on top of a salad. They add a beautiful color, a nice little crunch, and a burst of flavor. You can also mix them into a bowl of Greek yogurt for a refreshing snack or a light breakfast. And if the seeds feel like too much work, you can always try pomegranate juice. But here's my word of caution, just like with cherry juice, make sure you're getting 100% pure pomegranate juice, with no added sugars. Those added sweeteners can sneak in and turn something healthy into something, well, not so healthy. Also, a little heads up if you're on any medications, particularly blood pressure meds or statins. Pomegranate juice can interact with some of those drugs, much like grapefruit juice does. So, if you're planning to make it part of your routine, just have a quick chat with your doctor first. Better safe than sorry. Something I always like to remind people of is this: small, consistent choices lead to meaningful changes over time. You don't need to see a difference overnight. But if you give your body the right tools, it knows what to do. One of my clients, David, 67, started adding just a few ounces of pomegranate juice to his morning routine. He didn't expect much. But within a couple of weeks, he said his blood pressure readings started stabilizing. His doctor noticed it, too. Again, it wasn't the only thing he changed, but it was part of the shift. So, tell me in the comments, what's one fruit that surprised you with how good it makes you feel? I always enjoy reading your stories, and you never know who you might help by sharing. Coming up next, fruit number 4. This one's bright, cheerful, and a total immune system hero. And yes, it's one you've definitely heard of before. But I think you'll see it in a whole new light. Fruit number 4 is oranges. Now I know this one's probably no stranger to your fruit bowl. Oranges are one of the most familiar fruits out there. But sometimes, we overlook the things that are right in front of us. And in the case of oranges, that's a big missed opportunity, especially when we're talking about senior health. Oranges are best known for their vitamin C, and yes, that's a big deal. As we get older, our immune systems need more support. Vitamin C helps your body fight off infections, heal wounds faster, and even keep your skin looking healthy and vibrant. But the benefits of oranges go way beyond just immunity. They're also a great source of potassium, a mineral that helps regulate blood pressure. And they contain a type of fiber called pectin, which can help lower cholesterol levels and support healthy digestion. When you put all of that together, oranges become one of the most heart-friendly fruits out there. There was even a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showing that people who consumed more citrus fruits had a reduced risk of ischemic stroke. That's the kind of result that makes you pay attention. But let me ask you something. When you eat oranges, do you prefer them whole or do you usually go for juice? Go ahead and type the number 7 in the comments if you usually eat them whole. If you're more of a juice drinker, type 8. I'm always curious to see how folks in our community enjoy their fruit. Now, here's the important part. While orange juice is convenient and it does carry many of the same nutrients, you have to be mindful of the sugar content. Even natural sugar, when it's not paired with fiber, can hit your system fast and cause blood sugar spikes. That's especially important for those managing diabetes or blood pressure. If you're drinking orange juice, keep it to a small glass. About 4 ounces is enough. And make sure it's not from concentrate or filled with added sugars. Look for labels that say 100% orange juice, no added sugar. But honestly, eating the whole fruit is usually your best bet. You get the juice, sure, but you also get the fiber, which slows digestion and keeps your blood sugar stable. Plus, peeling and eating an orange is a mindful little ritual. And sometimes that's good for the soul, too. Here's a little trick. If peeling oranges is hard on your hands, try slicing them into wheels or segments ahead of time and storing them in the fridge. Makes it easier to grab and go, especially for a mid-morning snack or an afternoon pick-me-up. I had a gentleman named Roy, he was 73 when he told me this, who started eating an orange every day after lunch. He said it gave him just the right amount of energy to avoid that sluggish feeling around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. No caffeine. No sugar rush. Just real fuel. And that's what I want you to take away from this, real fuel. Oranges are affordable, widely available, and they give your body so much of what it needs, especially after 60. Tell Mato you have a favorite way to eat oranges? Maybe a little zest in your tea? Or slices over a salad? Share it in the comments. You never know who's going to try your idea next. Coming up next is fruit number 5. It's crisp, it's classic, and believe it or not, it's a powerhouse for both the heart and digestion. You've probably heard the saying, an apple a day. Well, there's more truth to that than you might think. Let's move on. Fruit number 5 is apples. Now this one's probably been in your life for a long time. In fact, I'd bet you've heard the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, more times than you can count. And while that might sound like an old saying, it's actually rooted in some pretty solid truth. Apples are rich in both soluble and insoluble fiber. That means they do 2 wonderful things at once. They help keep your digestive system regular, and they support heart health by lowering LDL cholesterol, what we often call the bad cholesterol. But that's not all. Apples are also full of polyphenols, natural compounds that help reduce inflammation and protect your cells from damage. Some studies have even linked regular apple consumption to a reduced risk of stroke, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure. That's a lot of benefit from a fruit that's easy to find and easy to eat. Let me check in with you here. Do apples make a regular appearance in your kitchen? Or have they kind of slipped out of your routine over the years? If you still eat apples often, type the number 9 in the comments. If they've been missing from your grocery list for a while, type 10. And don't worry, no judgment either way. We're just getting a feel for where we all are on this journey. One of the things I love about apples is their variety. You've got sweet ones like Fuji and Gala, tart ones like Granny Smith, and everything in between. You can eat them raw, bake them, slice them into salads, or even simmer them into a warm apple compote for breakfast. They're versatile, portable, and they stay fresh longer than most fruits. Now, a quick tip: if you're trying to manage your blood sugar, you might want to lean toward the more tart varieties, like Granny Smith. They tend to have a lower glycemic load and a bit less natural sugar than the sweeter kinds. And while we're at it, here's something important: try to eat the skin. That's where a big chunk of the fiber and antioxidants are hiding. Just make sure to rinse them thoroughly or opt for organic apples if you're concerned about pesticides. Peeling them is okay too, especially if it helps you eat more of them. But if you can leave the skin on, all the better. One of my clients, her name's Elaine, told me she started having half an apple with a small handful of almonds as her afternoon snack. She said it helped curb her sweet cravings, kept her full longer, and actually made her feel more energized through dinner. Simple changes like that can go a long way. And that's the thing about apples. They're not flashy. They're not exotic. But they're steady, reliable, and packed with benefits. Just like the kind of habits we want to build as we age. So tell me, do you have a favorite kind of apple? Maybe Honeycrisp? Pink Lady? Or maybe you love to cook with them applesauce, baked apples with cinnamon, all that good stuff. Share your favorites in the comments. I always love hearing how folks make healthy food fun. Alright, now that we've gone through 5 of the most powerful fruits for seniors, let's take a moment to bring it all together. In the next part of this podcast, we're going to talk about how to use all of these fruits in real life, how to build them into your meals, snacks, and daily rhythm without making things complicated. I'll also share a few key tips and things to watch out for when it comes to fruit and medication, sugar, and portion sizes. Stick with me, this next part is where it all starts to come together. Fruit number 6 is avocados. Now I know what you might be thinking, wait a minute, is that even a fruit? Yes, it is. Technically speaking, avocados are berries. And nutritionally? They're one of the most nutrient-dense fruits out there, especially for seniors. Avocados are rich in healthy monounsaturated fats, the kind your heart actually loves. They help lower bad cholesterol while increasing the good kind. That means better cardiovascular support, improved circulation, and less strain on your arteries. But the benefits don't stop there. Avocados are also loaded with potassium, more than a banana, in fact, which helps manage blood pressure. They're high in fiber, which supports digestion and satiety. And they contain compounds that may help reduce joint inflammation. One study published in Nutrition Journal found that older adults who regularly consumed avocado had better cognitive function and memory performance, especially in areas related to sustained attention. That's not something we talk about enough. Let me check in with you here. Are avocados a regular part of your meals? If you enjoy avocados already, type the number 14 in the comments. If they're not quite your thing yet, type 15. I'm curious to know how many in our community are using this creamy superfruit. The great thing about avocados is how easy they are to work with. You can mash them onto whole grain toast, dice them into salads, blend them into smoothies for a creamy texture, or just slice one up with a sprinkle of sea salt and lemon. Just one thing to watch out for: portion size. Avocados are calorie dense, so even though they're incredibly healthy, eating half to a whole avocado per day is usually enough. Also, if you're watching your weight or managing cholesterol through medication, it's a good idea to speak with your doctor or dietitian. One of my clients, Ben, he's 71, told me he started adding half an avocado to his lunch each day. Just that one small change helped him feel fuller, snack less, and keep his energy more stable through the afternoon. Sometimes, the smallest tweaks give you the biggest returns. Alright, are you ready for the final fruit? This one is sweet, juicy, and often overlooked. But it's been studied for its anti-aging properties and may even help keep your heart and brain sharp. Let's talk about fruit number 7. Fruit number 7 is grapes. Grapes might seem like a basic fruit. Easy to pop in your mouth, good for a quick snack, but not something you think of as powerful. But they are. Especially when it comes to resveratrol, a compound found in grape skins that's been linked to heart protection, improved circulation, and even longevity. Studies have shown that resveratrol may help reduce inflammation, prevent blood clots, and support healthy blood vessels. It's also being looked at for its potential role in supporting brain health and protecting memory as we age. And here's something interesting: dark-colored grapes, especially red and black varieties, tend to have the highest levels of these beneficial compounds. So if you're choosing between green and red, go for the darker ones when you can. Let me pause here. Do grapes make a regular appearance in your kitchen? If you love them and eat them often, type the number 16. If you haven't had them in a while, type 17. This helps us learn together as a community and maybe inspire someone else to try something new. Grapes are incredibly easy to add to your day. Eat them fresh as a snack, slice them into a salad, freeze them for a fun treat on a hot afternoon, or add them to a fruit bowl after dinner. Just be mindful of quantity. Grapes are naturally high in sugar, so portion control is key, especially if you're managing blood sugar. A small handful goes a long way. And, as always, choose whole fruit over juice. Grape juice tends to be very high in sugar and low in fiber. I had a couple once, Carol and Joe, both in their late 60s, who started freezing grapes as a healthy alternative to dessert. Carol told me she'd pop a few after dinner and it completely replaced her craving for ice cream. Not bad for such a simple swap. So that's it, our full list of 7 powerful fruits. Each one with its own special role, each one easy to find, and each one full of potential to help you feel stronger, more energized, and more in control of your health. And remember, you don't have to eat them all at once. Start with one. Add it in consistently. Then move to the next. This is a journey and every small step counts. If you've made it through all 7, thank you. You're showing up for your health, and that's something to be proud of. And just before we wrap up, if you learned something new today, or found a fruit you're excited to try, please hit the like button. It really does help this content reach more seniors who need it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now. Join the Lifewell Seniors community, and tap the bell so you never miss our next video. Which of these 7 fruits are you going to start with this week? Leave your answer in the comments, I'll be reading them, and cheering you on. Until next time, I'm William Johnson. Stay well, stay nourished, and as always, thank you for being here. Before we say goodbye today, I want to leave you with something simple and maybe a little personal. Taking care of our health, especially as we grow older, isn't always easy. It takes patience. It takes awareness. And it takes showing up day after day for yourself. But I hope what you've taken away from this video is that you don't need to do everything all at once. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need small, steady steps, one thoughtful choice at a time. A handful of blueberries in your oatmeal. A few slices of apple in the afternoon. Half an avocado on your toast. It may not seem like much in the moment. But over time, it adds up. You're nourishing your body. You're honoring your health. You're choosing to live well with purpose and intention. And that, to me, is something truly beautiful. So thank you for taking this time for yourself. Thank you for spending it with me. And thank you for being part of this growing Lifewell Seniors community. Your presence here matters more than you know. If you found something helpful in today's video, I'd be so grateful if you'd give it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people who could really use this kind of support. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to be part of this space, this circle of encouragement, learning, and care. Before you go, I have one small request. Leave a comment below and share just one thing you learned today, or one fruit you're planning to add to your meals this week. I read every single comment, and it truly means the world to me. And remember, your health is worth caring for. Your story is still unfolding. And there's still so much life, joy, and vitality ahead if you choose to keep moving forward with intention. I'm William Johnson. Take care of yourself. Stay curious. And as always, stay well. I'll see you in the next video.